All right, Alex, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show.
Good, how are you? Thank you for having me.
I'm doing good, man. So, tell everybody what you're doing. Because when I first saw it, I was like, this is an interesting concept, and I'm going to love to see how it happens, since kind of what I want to do, just not the allotted amount of time you've given yourself.
The time frame is a bit rushed, but I've decided that I want to be a full-time YouTuber. Normally, like I don't have a following, or at least I didn't have a following when I first started this. And those two things have to go hand in hand. So normally when you think of a full-time YouTuber, you probably think of someone with a couple 100,000 subscribers, a couple 100,000 followers on other social media platforms. And I decided that I wanted to do this. I wanted to pursue this as my dream job without having that. So I've given myself 150 days in order to get there. That's not 150 days to get 100,000 subscribers, but it is 150 days to become full-time and figure out how I can do that. And so far we are on day 105, I'm pretty sure. So we're 2/3 of the way there. We're at the last stretch of this goal.
And you're actually going to go through it. You're not going to be like, oh, nope, I'll be homeless if I actually do it, so never mind. I'm just going to work my job behind the scenes. But you're going through it.
Yes, I have to go through it. I've had plenty of comments. I actually just made a video about this on like why I can't not do it.
And that is why I bring it up.
Yeah, I have to do this. Whether it's a success or a failure, I'm quitting my job regardless, and I'm just gonna have to figure out how to pay my bills for a couple months until I'm able to sustain myself in the event that it is a failure.
Yeah, because I can remember a lot of like old school YouTubers. I believe you and me might be around the same age, 26-ish, around there. Maybe, I don't know. I've seen
somewhere around there.
You ain't giving out your age. I like that. Got to keep them guessing. But like, I remember, what is it? Giguk. I remember him. He's an anime YouTuber. I think he had around the same prescribed 100,000 subscribers. I think he was like a master's in electrical engineering. And he made a video. It's like, hey guys, I'm quitting and doing YouTube full time. And everybody's like, do not fucking do that, dude. YouTube is just like this stupid little joke, and you should not be taking it seriously. But now he's like, I think he's like an ambassador for Crunchyroll, and lives in Kyoto, Japan. From like,
that's amazing.
Oh yeah, no. So he's fucking murdering right now.
Yeah. So luckily we have gone past that to where YouTube is a viable job. People like it. It's not in discussion that it's going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. So luckily we have gone past that position, but it's normally when people quit their jobs, they're in school, they're working towards being a doctor or something, and they decide to quit their job when YouTube is paying them more than they would get paid if they were a doctor. Like that is how it typically works, is when YouTube starts to like really pay the bills, then they're like, oh wow, yeah, this stupid little side thing that I was doing is actually making more money than the career that I was going towards.
Yeah, I remember, I think like, and I don't know how the pandemic affects this, but I have two other YouTubers I listened to, Meet Kevin and Graham Stephan, that were like,
I was listening to Graham Stephan. He quit his job when YouTube was paying him $1 million.
Yeah, which is ridiculous, but he was probably making that with his real estate thing. So, I mean, like these two, like to my knowledge, these guys are like the top 10 real estate people in the state of California when they quit their jobs.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah, I just like, it's a ridiculous notion. And Kevin, I think he puts out like 6 or 7 videos a day with a 2-hour live stream at the opening of the stock market and the closing of the stock market. So, I mean, yeah, like I see your face. Like that shit scares me. Like as a content, like I
it's hard to put out one video a day.
Right, dude. Oh my God.
And that's just a TikTok. I make a TikTok a day. That's sometimes very difficult.
I get a TikTok idea a week and then I just don't do it. Like it's bad. Like I can even imagine. But so what is your what's your concept of full time? Like what is that going to what is the ideal goal for you?
I'm working towards $1,500 a month. That is
That's pretty
enough
good.
to, yeah, it's not unreasonable
No,
for
not at all.
for a lot of people. $1,500 a month wouldn't even cover their bills, but luckily I'm in a situation where that will cover all of my bills. So it's not an unreasonable goal. I'm not looking for $5,000 or $10,000 a month or anything like that. Like full time probably isn't even like the normal full time job. $1,500 a month is nothing actually. Like let me do some math real quick.
I don't know where you live, but 1,500 a month is that's close to a full-time job here in Alabama.
It's $18,000 a year.
Okay, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah,
You
so
might be.
it's not much. It's not even like anything. But for me, that'll mean that I'm able to do this full time. It's my job. It pays all of my bills. So that's like the bare minimum that I need in order to create like this full time thing.
Yeah. So it's like 9.37 an hour. So yeah, that's our McDonald's workers. So yeah.
Yeah. So like my version of full time isn't like, it's not crazy. It literally just means that this is paying my bills 100%.
And I think you're about halfway currently, aren't you? Like I remember an update video where you're like, I can do 500. I'm like, that's pretty fucking good for a side gig.
Yeah, so it'll fluctuate like here and there. Obviously, like your views fluctuate.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my money is coming from affiliate links,
Yeah,
and that'll fluctuate. 1 month, I made $600,
that's pretty
which
good.
was crazy. But that's just like off of affiliate links because
Yeah.
someone decided to buy an expensive camera, so I got a lot of money back. So on average, I like to say that I'm still making around that $500, $600 range. Some months it might be 700-ish. Some months it
Mm-hmm.
might be lower, but it generally isn't lower. Like if anything, it's higher than $500. But it's like it's about that halfway point where it's like 500 to 700-ish dollars a month, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
And
no.
that's only going to go up.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like it's just not going like everybody's gonna like just drop off the face of the earth. So I mean, it literally can only go up from here. I
Yeah.
absolutely agree. So at the affiliate links, that's a weird one. Like I just understood the concept of affiliate links, like because I always remember like when Pokemon Go came out, watched one of the Pokemon Go YouTubers. He's like, I've got all my gear right here in the comments section, affiliate links down below. I was like, the
Okay, yeah. So
fuck is an
one of the best
affiliate link?
ways, yeah, one of the best ways to like understand what an affiliate link is it's marketing. You are bringing someone to someone's website.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, and especially if they make a sale, Amazon is like a little different, but let's say I have an affiliate link to this gaming chair, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I am acting as a marketing for your company and I'm giving you sales, then someone's going to give me money back. Like it's
Okay.
just it's as simple as that. For me, I'm in like the camera world, so it is very easy for me to just drop a link to what camera I'm using, what light I'm using, what lens I'm using, all like maybe I'm talking about something specific in the video itself that I'll have an affiliate link to. So it's a lot. Like it just makes up like it's common sense to have those affiliate links there for the products that I'm talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like especially with the camera work, I mean, like it is well known that these type of people that did like are really obsessed with cameras spend hundreds of dollars for like the smallest thing. Like I
And I'm
want
one of
this
them.
lens. Yeah, I can like oh yeah, no.
This little SD card right here
Mm-hmm. Yep.
is like $150, $200 in my hand.
Jesus
So
Christ. It's just on your table, just to like be dropped on the floor and stepped on or sucked up by the vacuum.
yeah, it's ridiculous how expensive some stuff can be.
Yeah, but that like uploads to your computer at like a gig a second with like 8K video or something ridiculous, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's stupid fast. It's 300 megabits per second.
Okay, that ain't a gig, but it's still really damn good. But so what is your YouTube channel generally around? It is the whole camera review, how to take lighting and pictures and all that, correct?
Yes. So YouTube is kind of a double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm.
Um they don't promote your videos like TikTok would, really. Because
No,
anyone can post a video and it kind of just shares it to everybody. And if someone likes it, they'll share it to more people.
mm-hmm.
YouTube's not like that.
Not
The
at all.
algorithm on YouTube is way different. So you just have to do things to get found and get noticed.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what I've done so far to grow my channel, aside from like outside resources like TikTok and stuff like that,
Uh-huh.
when I first started, I was making searchable content. So like if a camera came out, I would make a video about the camera. And if someone is searching for that camera, then hopefully they find my video. So far I've done like camera review stuff and a little bit on like tutorials and stuff like that to where people can search for the content. But now that I am starting to get a little bit of an audience, I'm starting to like weave in some more original ideas that people like maybe can't search for. But if enough of my audience watches it, then it'll naturally show up in somebody's recommended.
Yeah. So, because that's kind of the thing, isn't it? I mean, especially on TikTok, like, I mean, I can put out I'm like, they got those videos, like dumb memes I found on Discord, and it's like 150,000 views for that one video and maybe 50,000 followers. But YouTube, it's like, I can put out my podcast. I think I'm up to like 20 episodes, 21, 22 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, your friends and family have to be your subscribers, and then hopefully one day in the far far future somebody will like, you'll have enough followers amassed to get a recommended somewhere, or maybe they like the person that you're interviewing and then they look it up by that and it's like, oh, somebody, oh, it looks like Leviathan, the Chug Jug kid, looks like he did an interview. I like him, let's look at that. But is that necessarily the most effective way? Because I've got a friend right now, essentially doing the same thing. I think he's doing is it food reviews?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like, here's like a meal for McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, all that good stuff, and it's like a food review. I'm like, how would one wean themselves off of that without having this giant like 15 playlist of, here's my camera reviews, here's my food reviews, here's my political opinions? Is that something that they want to necessarily do and just wean off, or is that just something they just, the ends justify the means?
What do you mean? Like, what do you mean wean off?
Like so he wants to do that as a podcasting channel. So is that something he would just be like, okay, done, I've got 1,000 subs, y'all really like my podcast, or 10,000 subs and I get 5,000, 6,000 views an episode? So it just, does he quit that?
So it just depends on like what kind of content that he wants to put out, because your audience is going to grow with you. Yeah. Ideally, your audience is going to grow as you change direction. Your audience will change with you, but you just have to introduce it like slowly. So let's say he does do food reviews or something, and that's where most of his audience came from. So obviously, that's what they're subscribing to you for. They're subscribing to you for food reviews, not for a podcast. Yeah. But if you start to intertwine that, you're still giving their food reviews regularly. Maybe you're uploading 2 of them a week, and then each week you have a podcast that you kind of slip in there or something like that, to where your audience is satisfied, but then there's this extra content that they have the option to check out if they want to. And maybe that is something that, maybe that's your end goal. That's where you want to go with. So you just start to slowly either increase the production of your podcast on your channel, and kind of slow down the production of your food reviews. So then your audience is slowly shifting to where you want them to be instead of like an abrupt, like we're here, then we're there.
So pretty much just kind of like slowly trick your audience into falling in love with you, not your content.
Yes, your audience has to fall in love with you. That I was watching this thing on like the difference in content creators. There are two different types of content creators. There's idea-based creators and personality-based creators. Someone like Mr. Beast is an idea-based creator. Yes, people do like Mr. Beast, and he has a lot of fans that will just follow him for him no matter what he does. But a majority of his views are coming based off of these crazy ideas.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, but then there's
like
then there's someone like Emma Chamberlain, basically, who is a like you have to like her, and her audience is there specifically for her, and she can literally just talk about like her day, or like she can talk about anything, and it's gonna have millions of views because she is the other type of creator that I forgot. She's a personality based creator.
Yeah. Emma Chamberlain is, I forget who that is. Is that the girl that got the she has coffee. Oh, coffee. Okay. Cause there was another one that was there's like an RV girl. Like, it's like, my name it escapes me, and I live in my van with my pet snake, Noodle or whatever. And then like I think like her first three videos she got like, yeah, it was like the first 3 videos she got like 1 million subs, and I was like, how in the
I do remember her.
Fuck did this person?
I remember her.
It was witchcraft.
Emma Chamberlain is like a massive creator, like a gigantic. She's got a lot. She's got millions of followers or millions of subscribers, and she has her own coffee company. So she has a Chamberlain coffee, and that's
better.
Like,
yeah. Oh, it's ridiculous. That's really something I've been noticing more and more. Like people like starting businesses off of their like YouTube quirks. Like again, Graham Stephan, he is going to start his own coffee thing after he's like, I'm a millionaire and I don't do Starbucks. I get this little Insta coffee package or like high quality coffee grinder.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what happens when you integrate products like so closely within your videos. Like Graham Stephan has the $4 iced coffee, or no, 4-cent iced coffee.
$4.
10-cent iced coffee.
Probably it's like it's probably
I think it's
10 ridiculous.
I think it's 10-cent iced coffee. So he has this thing that he has incorporated into basically like the DNA of his videos, because he talks about his iced coffee in every single video. It seems like it's always the 10-cent iced coffee. So it would make sense if he creates his own brand of iced coffee to build off of that. Like he might as well be promoting his own iced coffee instead of just random iced coffee. And he could probably even call it 10-cent iced coffee or something.
I think his podcast is called the Iced Coffee Hour. So it's literally an integral part into his organization.
Yeah.
So how does one begin with making, let's split into 2 questions, TikToks and YouTube videos? Like how do those like interchange? Like what's the different recording styles, lighting, audio? What's the different like setup requirements for either?
Well, for me, the only difference is rotating my camera. TikTok does not let you upload in 4K. So I guess when I'm editing, I do have to downsample my 4K footage into 1080 in order to meet TikTok's requirements. But the only difference for me is really my camera, because I don't take this kind of footage and crop in. I literally just rotate my camera to get the full resolution of my footage. That's the only difference for me. All of the audio, the lighting, everything is the same. But you are on a different time frame. So you think of YouTube and you think, at least I think 5 to 10 minute videos. That's kind of where I aim to be at, is in that area. With TikTok, now you have the ability to do 3 minutes, but typically it was like 30 seconds to a minute a video for me. So the style on TikTok is a lot different. So I have to think of a topic, and then how do I concisely do this? And then how do I also make it entertaining? So I'm trying to, like, sometimes I'll pair them. So I'll have like a TikTok and then a full length YouTube video. So how do I take this 10-minute video and make it into a minute long?
Mm-hmm.
So then it's trying to like figure out, how do I cut this up, and how do I like concisely convey my message and get the entire thing? And I don't want to leave people guessing. I want to have an entire full video, right? And like, I don't know. It's just concisely like getting your point across. And it's different in the whole editing aspect of it.
Yeah, especially with the whole, like, I know a lot of people that, at least that I talk to, are kind of tired with the part 2 on my channel. So for someone to just do like, leave that cliffhanger, it's like part 2 on my YouTube channel. It's like, oh no, fuck, I'm not doing that. That's not.
Yeah, it's like, what is the conversion rate for that?
Absolutely wild. I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't know about like watching videos. I've had really good conversion as far as subscribers, but then again, that is an integral part of my entire identity on TikTok. It's being a full-time YouTuber. So obviously people would be more likely to check out my YouTube channel versus someone else who just randomly has a YouTube channel. Like, the conversion is going to be a lot better for me versus them. You said something else.
Oh, I was talking about like it was more or less about the conversion rate, but at the same time it was like those part 2 videos where it's like the videos are so long.
The part 2s. That's what I was talking about.
Yes.
I would rather bring as much value as possible and let somebody decide for themselves if they want to watch the full video, rather than kind of like baiting them into doing it. So like, my whole thing is to provide value. I'm sure you've seen that on my page.
Absolutely.
I want to provide value, and then hopefully in return, you like the value that I give, or you fall in love with my personality, and you then decide to hop on board with the train and go to subscribe to my channel, or just be more involved in my TikTok journey, or whatever the case may be. So I would much rather not do a part 2. Like, I pretty much never do part 2s, unless it is like part of the story, basically. Like, you have to have a part 1 and part 2. But I'm very much against it. Like, if it's a tutorial, I'm not going to have a part 2.
Yeah, that's dumb. I
want to provide the full value, and then let the audience say like, wow, like to recognize that there is value there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So I think it's a lot more valuable to just put out the entire video. Find a way to make the entire video. And especially now that you have the ability to make 3-minute videos on TikTok,
yeah, that's a game changer. Yeah, that's a game changer, definitely. But even with the 3-minute videos coming out, I've seen a lot of people. I don't really know what the requirements are for the 3-minute videos, if you're aware of that at all. But there's a lot of like these little sounds, like, you know, how people use the sounds. It's not even themselves talking, it's the other person's sound they're using, where a lot of people are like, hey, 7-second videos and your TikTok will blow up. And I'm assuming that's how, like, the person's waiting for the video, but you hit it so quickly with the setup and the punchline within the 7 seconds that they're probably not going to scroll, or they're not going to have time to scroll. So that 7 seconds, it's like, oh, you're already watching the video 2 times.
Stuff like that. The whole like analytics within the videos on what goes viral and what doesn't is very interesting. So it's actually very counterintuitive with the 7-second video, because yes, you are getting 100% watch time more than likely, like more often than not. With a 7-second video, you're going to get a 100% watch time, but that doesn't mean that your video is going to go viral. Watch time is the most important thing. It's the only thing that matters when you're talking about viral videos. So 100% watch time is normally really good, but with a 7-second video or these very, very short videos, you actually need more than 100%. You need people to rewatch your video in order for that video to be eligible to go viral, if that makes sense. So with the 7-second video, you're going to need like 120 watch time, 120% watch time, or something stupid like that. And then when it gets to like that 15 to 30 second range, you're going to need like 75% watch time or something.
Wow.
And then when it gets to that like 30 to 1 minute range, you're going to need somewhere around 50% ish watch time to go viral. And I'm sure now that we have 3-minute videos, you're probably going to need somewhere between 20 and 30% watch time in order for that video to really go viral. So as your video length goes up, your watch time percentage that you need for that video to perform well goes down.
That is very interesting. That is very, very interesting. Who now, is this information released by TikTok, or is this just like those giant data nerds that just run through hundreds of channels, analytical data?
It is definitely the data nerds. Yeah, TikTok doesn't release any information about their algorithm, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be wise for them, because then if they had the actual, like the white paper of the algorithm, like those data nerds would make a murdering off of it. They would just be like, we have an actual perfect formula.
Yeah, but I mean, it does make sense. Like,
no, it does.
Breaking it down like that, it makes full sense. So,
and TikTok's really innovative where they had the whole discoverability kind of feature. Like, I mean, that really does add to like accelerated growth, parabolic watch time.
Yeah, it
really
is
crazy.
The best thing about TikTok and the worst thing about TikTok at the same time.
How so?
I have 140,000 followers on TikTok, and it means nothing. My videos can get 1,000 views somehow. I have 140,000 followers, and somehow my videos can still max out at 1,000 views, which makes no sense.
Yeah, that's got to fuck with your head a little bit.
Yeah, and it's because of their For You page. So you would think that by having that many followers, then I should get minimum of 10,000 views a video, or minimum of 5,000 views a video.
Hell, I was going to say half at least going off YouTube standards, but for TikTok, of course, it'd be different.
Like 10,000 views would be like 14% of my audience. Like, you would think that at minimum that would be happening, but it's not. And that's because of the For You page. People have to interact with my content in order for it to continually show up on the For You page. Like, they have to watch my videos. As soon as someone like starts to skip over my videos, it's no longer going to show up on their For You page. And you have to go to like the following tab in order to see my videos. And that's in contrast with something like Instagram. Instagram has their page that you just scroll, and everyone that you follow is going to show up on that page, right? So I'm actually getting more views on Instagram than I am on TikTok. And
because they follow you.
Because when someone follows me on Instagram, I show up. No matter what, I'm going to show up on their page. So I have like 7,000 followers on Instagram now. And I am guaranteed at least 3,000 views if I post an Instagram reel.
So that 50, so about that 50% benchmark that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, and more often than not, it is a lot better. I'll say I average probably 10,000 views.
Wow, that's really good. Now, how does that work in contrast to TikTok on Instagram's discoverability? How does that really work? I know they have the discover page, but normally that's just a bunch of blue check marks by what I can tell.
My strategy with Instagram is repurposing TikToks. So the growth, where all of your growth is really happening on Instagram right now, is going to be with Reels. Yeah, which coincides with TikTok. It's very easy if you're making 30-second TikToks, because Reels have a limit of 30 seconds. So you have to be making 30-second TikToks, and then you can take your TikToks and post them on Reels, and it's the exact same thing. That is where all of my discoverability happens. And then obviously they have the Reels page, which acts as your For You page.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's like, it is a lot like TikTok, where you have your following page and then your For You page. But people, I feel like on Instagram are a lot more likely, because when you open the app, it's your following page.
Yeah.
You're a lot more likely to just scroll through your followers and not go over to the quote unquote For You page than you
Yeah.
are on TikTok, where the default is the For You page.
Yeah, I don't even go on my I don't even go on my following page on TikTok. Like if I'd like follow a person, more likely they show up like with the 2 or so hours I'll normally spend throughout the day. If I just scroll, more often than not, you or someone else will pop up who's like someone I follow.
Right. And that's just their algorithm. Like now, like thankfully now they at least feed you content. Like the algorithm on TikTok, they changed it to where it's like, oh, you follow this person, you must like their content. Let me show you their content. Like, thank God they at least did that.
Yeah. That would be absolutely wild if you just found a person on TikTok. It's like, I like them, follow, and then never saw them again.
Yeah, I think that's like how it used to be, which makes no sense.
That is really, I must have been back in the Musical.ly days, because that makes no sense at all.
But yeah, so a lot of the discoverability doesn't come from the discover page on Instagram, at least for me. That's not where I've centered my growth, or where my focus of growth has been. So you just go over to the Reels, and I'm assuming it works somewhat like TikTok. You could have like they'd have their hashtags that you can put to go onto your video, and I'm assuming that it kind of just works the same.
Yeah, unless you get like one of those weird hashtags where it's like promote on this page. Like every time I'll put down podcast, it's like promote your podcast on this website, and it's like 20 people, 20 bots.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, but no, that's a horrible idea.
Yeah, I having followers on pretty much any other platform aside from TikTok is a lot more valuable.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, yeah, you should definitely be like diversifying your following and like sending them to different platforms.
Now, how easy is that?
It depends on how you go about doing it. So my strategy, pretty much every month I will do this like big giveaway. So
okay.
Up until recently, well, I guess up until I actually go full time and I do need to depend on that money, I haven't had to depend on the money that I've been getting from YouTube. That's just been extra money for me. It's been extra revenue. So I take that money, I buy some sort of camera gear, camera related product, or I actually buy 2 of them. So I get some of my audience to compete using that product. The winner, like the audience chooses the winner of that competition. The winner gets to keep the product. The other product gets given away to the audience.
Okay.
So knowing that your audience is a lot more valuable outside of TikTok, I took those videos, promoted them on TikTok, and through the I promoted the YouTube video, the full YouTube video. You have to watch the YouTube video to enter to win this product. That drives the audience to YouTube. And then from YouTube, I say the giveaway is going to happen on Instagram. It drives the audience to Instagram. So now, for me at least, that's been my strategy, is promote on TikTok, because I can get 1 million views on TikTok. That drives my audience to YouTube, where I want them, because I want to be full-time on YouTube. So now a percentage of that is going to YouTube, subscribing to my YouTube channel. But now if you actually want to win this product, you have to go to my Instagram. And that drives a percentage of the people that went to YouTube to Instagram. And so now TikTok is allowing me to grow my different platforms.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, that's actually a fantastic idea. I think Philip DeFranco is doing a similar thing, like 5K to a current sub and 5K to a new sub.
Yeah, that is a new trend that has been popping up.
I have
So
been noticing that a lot. I was like, you've got 10 million subscribers, Philly D. Calm down. You don't need them.
that's a new trend that's been happening. So there's there's these trends that goes on. So the previous one that I saw was um only only 75% of my audience is actually subscribed to my channel, and
Mm-hmm.
something analytics, they post
Yeah,
the
yeah, I remember
subscribe
that.
not subscribe thing. But this one, when you offer money, I saw it on one of Ryan Trahan's videos. He's doing that where all of his subscribers, they each subscriber that he gains is representative of like a penny or something,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll track how many subscribers he gets throughout the month, and then at the end of the month he takes that sum and he gives it to a subscriber or something like that.
Okay.
Mr. Beast is doing the same thing. Mr. Beast just did the same thing on Colin and Samir's podcast. So when he was a guest, he said, "Oh, at the end of these 5 days, one random person, one new subscriber is getting $1,000." So Ryan Trahan did it, Mr. Beast did it, Colin and Samir did it, Philip DeFranco's doing it. Like that, this is going to be like the
Yeah.
new thing in order to gain subscribers.
Yeah,
It's like the new
absolutely.
trend.
And it's kind of messed up because, of course, they're going to be the ones with not only the resources to pull it off, but I'm pretty sure every single person there has one or multiple like think tank people's like, how do we get some like a growth, like a department head of growth? But
Yeah.
it's people like us, like the newer people that need those kind of subscribers. But not only will we more than likely not have the free cash lying around, or at least the cash from the channels, but we also don't have possibly not enough time a day to naturally come up with that idea. So it's really
It
wild how that
depends. We just have
happens.
to get a little bit more creative. So,
Yeah, but
like I said, up until recently, I didn't have to depend on any of this YouTube money. So
mm-hmm.
that's $500 or $600 that I just have
Yeah.
that I can now put back into my channel. And when I was still getting really good views on TikTok, because I let my views decrease a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
um, I was in the creator fund. I was making money off of TikTok, and I was going to take all of the money I made off of TikTok and put it back into TikTok. So now suddenly every month I'm doing a giveaway or a challenge that's going to be worth $100 or however much I make from the creator fund. So we just
Okay.
got to get creative in how we like approach everything, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no,
So no, we
absolutely.
don't have $5,000, but we might have $100 to put into
Mm-hmm.
it or something.
Oh, and people will take $100 in cash. It like
$100 is $100.
mm-hmm. I'll subscribe to some random YouTube channel for $100 for the healthy opportunity for $100. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, what is the end goal with all this? Like, I know like a lot of people have been growing big. Like, I don't know if you do anything with the stock market, but I'm invested in Roblox. So they just posted out their earnings and they have 144 million daily average users on Roblox. I think they've like doubled their earnings from the last quarter. I mean, you know what, I'm sure you know what Roblox is. They're crazy in the
Yeah.
gaming space. But is it going to get to a point in time in the future where a person has their Roblox channel that they stream on Twitch while also live streaming YouTube, Instagram, TikTok? Like, is the end all be all this amalgamation of like 5 to 6 social media platforms where you just kind of like cross pollinate from each other? Is that kind of the end goal for your I got to be a superstar influencer content creator type?
Most likely. So there are entire companies that will basically like repurpose your content onto all of these other platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Because Like that's like this crazy thing. Like I saw it in a Mr. Beast video,
Mhm.
and like he was giving away a house, and someone like
Oh my God.
rolled up and it was like, how do you know me? Or like, are you subscribed? And he was like, yeah, I follow you on Snapchat. And he was like, Snapchat. Snapchat is the platform that you know me from. Snapchat.
Snapchat. Jesus Christ.
So it's like someone like your audience on Instagram might not fully be your audience. Like there's going to be people that know you from Facebook, and there's going to be people that know you from Instagram and from Snapchat. Not like your entire audience doesn't know you everywhere. So you have a different audience depending on the different platforms. And like people don't know you outside of that platform, how as crazy as it is. If you're on Facebook, people might only know you for being that Facebook guy. They don't even know that you have a YouTube channel at all. So there's entire companies dedicated to just like repurposing your content. And I don't know if you're allowed to stream on the different platforms at the same time. I'm assuming that you could, but definitely having your presence on different social media platforms is going to be wildly beneficial, especially monetarily.
Yeah.
Because you can think like it doesn't it's not a lot of extra work to just upload your video to Facebook after it's already done.
No,
and
not at
on
all.
YouTube. It's not extra work, but that could be like substantially extra income. You know?
Like apparently there's like people that explicitly make their money off of just posting videos to Facebook. Like I remember a comedian I follow, Andrew Schultz. I remember watching his podcast, and like one of his, like I think it's his like opener. I guess he manages his social media stuff. They were kind of talking shit about Facebook, I think. And then Mark is the guy's name. He's like, dude, do you know how much money we make off of the Facebook videos that we put of your comedy, like your crowd work, that not like the actual stuff you'll be putting in the specials, but do you know how much money we make off of the crowd working videos on Facebook alone? He's like, what? He's like,
Yeah.
we get like 1 million more views per video on Facebook and that much more in money. He's like, wait, hold the fuck up. What? And I'm like, Facebook, really? And again, I invest in Facebook. So when I went to their quarterly earnings, like we can all agree, people my age, as people way younger than us, we can all kind of like, even there's this one girl I had on the podcast, Princess Etch. She's a etch a sketch artist, and she's like, yeah, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook is dead. I'm like, yeah, no, Facebook is dead. Facebook is not fucking dead. Facebook is murdering.
I would like to say that Facebook is the second largest video streaming platform.
Yeah, it's murdering. Like the earnings, like everyone was like, I think it was down 10% at its worst, just like like all these hedge fund people. It's like nobody uses Facebook. Trump supporting racist aunts use Facebook, and it's like,
well, you got to think like
everybody does.
There's these like street magicians.
Yes,
we've got one here in Vegas. I forgot his name, but there's these street magicians that will get 200 million views.
Exactly.
They'll get like 50 million views in a day on Facebook. Like, what is that?
Those are like, if there was a video, like those are like Cardi B music videos after 6 months kind of views. Those aren't like magician videos.
A random street magician on Facebook, he's making the same amount of money.
Oh, that is and their ads, and now they have like 2 ads in the video, so it's not just like, oh, it's there, and then I got maybe they're like, Facebook's like, oh, good job, here's a penny or two. It's like, no, those are like,
that's like, you have to be cross-platform.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether you hire somebody to repurpose your content or you do it yourself, these guys, you might get 1 million views on YouTube, but 50 million views on Facebook. And you wouldn't know that unless you were posting on Facebook.
Yeah. Now, how does that necessarily work? Because Facebook only gives you about 3,000 friends. So does that mean that they just make their own
it's a
page?
Facebook page. Yeah,
I would.
You have to have like
so.
pages.
Because especially as someone who's trying to become more of a personality-driven content creator, because I'm gonna just that seems like the most easiest. Just be yourself, and then out of 8 billion people, surely I can get a million within a couple of years. I mean, if I just consistently put out stuff, surely that's not going to be too difficult. But a lot of the people I talk to, it's like, you need to make a BCEW independent Facebook page, which I do because of the 3,000 cap on Facebook. But same thing for your Instagram and your TikTok. I'm like, BCW, the podcast is definitely part of me, but it's me who I'm trying to like get out there. It's like my name. So what are your thoughts on that? Because I've heard different points of view.
So you do have a podcast which works in your favor. Podcasting is when it's up, it is so very lucrative. You can have multiple ad reads per video. You can like repost you can have like your full length podcasts on one channel, cut down like certain clips that are interesting and put that on a different channel, and like you're making money that way. And then you're also making money with audio on Spotify or wherever else your podcast is on. So podcasts can in themselves be very, very lucrative. So you're good there. But another benefit is that your average podcast listener is going to stick around longer than someone off of TikTok or even someone off of YouTube, because they are in the mindset of listening to a podcast. So maybe on average, your person is going to listen to 15 or 20 minutes of your podcast versus watching a YouTube video for 5 to 6 minutes or something like that. And this works in your benefit because now they are being exposed to you a lot more, and they have more of an opportunity to fall in love with you as a person because they're listening to you for 20 minutes at a time. And that's a lot longer. That's like 4-5 minute YouTube videos, you know, like they only have to click on you one time to get that 20 minutes. So it might be slower to find an audience without doing like, you know, like searchable content or something like that. But when like you are more likely to have like super fans, if that makes sense.
Yes, absolutely.
So like when someone does find you, they are more likely to fall in love with you and stick with you.
Because I know I've got like 5 or 6 people at work. We all listen to Joe Rogan, and whenever a new episode comes out, it's not 20 minutes. It's because we're at work and just standing around on the assembly line or whatever. It's the whole 3-hour podcast every day. So I think they normally come out at 12. We get off at 5. So it's an entire podcast, and the amount of people that are sitting in cubicles doing like mild repetitive like not even construction but more assembly work, like podcasts are almost integral to their like sanity because
podcasts are the way to go, and that's why you see every creator have their own podcast.
Oh my god, Hillary Clinton has a podcast with Nancy Pelosi as her first guest. I was this close to quitting. I was like, it's done. It's ruined. Someone like the president tweeted about Dogecoin. It's not worth anything anymore. My mom has joined Facebook. It's not worth it.
Right.
Like that almost broke me. Like I've had people tell me there's no way any of this is going to happen. I kind of like shoved it off there, but Hillary Clinton with her own podcast is like, no, it's done. Podcasts are dead.
Podcasts are not dead.
No, I understand it's the pandemic. I understand it's the pandemic, and then the actual podcasters are going to stay around, but just that quick 5-second reaction is just, oh my god.
Yeah, I would say that podcasting is so not dead that in the near future, YouTube is going to have a podcast section the same way that they have a gaming section.
Please, because I need more discoverability.
Yeah.
So as far as like you said, like the clips channel and the podcasting channel, again, that's kind of because you kind of want to keep everything like compacted. So does it make sense, in your opinion, for a person to have all those separate channels, like their vlog channel they put up once a week, the podcast channel that they upload 2 or 3 times a week, and then the clips, which get 2 or 3 to 5 clips per episode? Or is it just better for them to do playlist and just separate them by playlist?
That's one of those weird things. That's the same thing as like, should you add YouTube Shorts into the mix?
And YouTube
You know?
Shorts, yeah, no, they just came out with the beta, yeah.
I would say you should separate them. That's just because you're going to attract different audiences and different people. So one of the bad things about advertising my YouTube channel on TikTok is that everybody on TikTok is trained to have 1-minute videos at most. So when they come over to my YouTube channel and it's a 10-minute video,
Nope.
they're only sticking around for 2 minutes. Like they just don't have the attention span. So someone that is willing to watch an hour-long podcast is not the same person that's willing to watch the clips of that podcast. And the same thing with your vlogging channel. So yes, you will have some sort of overlap, and yes, your vlogging channel might be like the sole source of how either your clips or your main full-length podcast channel is growing. Like your vlog channel might be the billboard for that, but they should still be separate. I would say, just because of the audience that you're attracting.
Yeah, it would almost be like you would need those super fans. It's just like every video that you put out, I will watch it. So you would almost have to get big enough to merge those channels.
Yeah, pretty much. Or I guess you could. It's so strange because of how the algorithms work.
Is it more or less that it just hasn't been tried out yet? Like someone starts a channel, like they start a vlog and then they start a podcast, but they want to keep the purity of that podcasting and vlog channel. Like, do you think that's what it is?
I think it just has to do with the algorithm.
Because like for Philip DeFranco to post a conversation with podcast on the actual Philip DeFranco channel instead of the conversation with channel would, to some, I would think, feel almost like heresy. Like for like me to like get a Philip DeFranco notification and it be a vlog or a podcast episode, I'd be like, what the fuck is that doing here?
Yeah, that's pretty much how it'd be. So ideally you only want home runs on your page, on your channel.
Yeah.
So like you're looking for home runs. You don't want any like you don't want any misses. So if you start to incorporate these multiple interests on one channel, then now you're incorporating a lot of misses. So people that are signing up for your vlog channel, if you post a podcast on that vlog channel and it gets shown to that person who does not want to watch it, then within the algorithm, your click-through rate goes down. And now it's showing the algorithm that your own audience does not like this content coming from you. So then it is less likely to recommend your video to more people if your own audience doesn't like your content, because just that person didn't sign up for your content. They signed up for your vlogs instead of your podcasts.
So you would almost have to have a combination of algorithm suggested and searchable content to offset either or discrepancy.
Yes. So that's the difference of like, if someone does subscribe to you for your vlogs, the algorithm is going to show that person your vlogs and they're going to click on it and they're going to watch it, which increases your click-through rate, which tells YouTube that if they show that same video to more people that have similar interests, then they will also click on that video. So they should show it to more people.
Okay. So you would almost have to have it down to a perfect science. Yeah. That it does sound a lot more convenient to just do the multiple channels at that point. Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's where like the whole niche content comes in.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, hey man, look, it was fantastic having you on. Again, tell everybody where they can find you at, because we've got to get you, we got to get you more than 500 a month, man. I mean, you've absolutely earned it. I mean, off of what I've seen alone, it's like you need to get out there more. So go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you.
Thank you. On TikTok and YouTube, it's at Love the Basics, and then my Instagram is LoveLiveYT. So I post camera related content, and on TikTok at least, I post content about how to grow, and how to market yourself, and how to grow your YouTube channel and your TikTok channel.
Yeah. On a lot of those channels, I think there's like 4 or 5 that I've ever run into. Of course, yours was the first thing where it was more of a, hey, I'm quitting my job in 150 days. And that's where I came in. And then I noticed you started doing that little, here's how you grow your stuff. But I don't think there's either, I just haven't been introduced to them, or not really a lot of people are trying to do that whole, here's how to grow your social media, which again, that's kind of weird because you think that niche would be very popular.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
think
man.
there's a few, but
Yeah. All right, man. Well, hey, thank you so much for coming by. We can't wait to have you back on again. And we'll see you later, everybody. Bye.
yeah, thank you.